Hey guys, welcome back to Attack on TCG. Fluff here, bringing you a new deck profile from set 6, the Destroyer Kings. So congratulations to the winner of our box giveaway. I believe it was Danny. We've already contacted you. This set's been kind of bittersweet for us. We had a lot of problems getting product in on this set, and actually all of our local shops are just out. There's just a complete and total drought of product in the set, and we ended up actually having to order for us to use on the channel boxes from several states away, and we actually got product like a week late, nearly a week late. But with that being said, this is Fluff's first deck profile from the new set. This one was highly anticipated. I wasn't super hype on this set until I played against it at a locals this past weekend, and I was like, holy crap, I had no idea that the Brawly stuff could do this. I just kind of spoiled it, but I am playing the new Brawly BR stuff. We're using the green line, we're not touching the yellow line. We might touch the yellow line a little bit later, but of course it does use the new leader from the Brawly starter deck, so you would have to purchase one of those to get this leader, and it actually uses the starter deck exclusive super combo that comes out of that starter deck as well, which is just an amazing super combo. So looking at it, we're looking at the leader. Another kind of thing that I wanted to touch on about this set that I really like, and I hope they kind of follow this theme with stuff coming in the future. This set to me was highly centered around the idea of balance, or at least an attempt at balance. The Bojack stuff has balance built in. Gogeta stuff has balance built in. Brawly has parts of balance built in. The red Frieza has parts of balance built in. Boo has balance built in. I just really love that they went for balance with every archetype in this, and I really hope it's kind of an indication that they're trying to avoid what I would consider to be the old school power creep that kind of happens with every TCG after it hits a certain age. And I hope that this is kind of an indication that, yes, it's not going to really affect with this. Like, you'll see cards that say requires a red Saiyan leader and no other color. So it's kind of looking ahead towards the new dual color stuff that we've got coming ahead to prevent particular forms of power creep. But that's kind of my tangent for this, and I'm going to get right into the deck. So it uses this starter deck Brawly. I'm going to bring this a little bit closer for you guys. Brawly, choose up to one Frieza's army card with an energy cost of 1 from your deck, add it to your hand, shuffle your deck, negate this effect for the duration of the game. So this really is the thing that gets us going. We don't have to search out the 1-drop Brawly. We can just automatically grab this, or we can use this effect to grab the 1-drop Paragus. I'm not sure if there's any other 1-drops in this deck that this fits under, but those are our 2 targets for this. That effect is negated, but you really only need to do it once. At 4 or less, which is incredibly easy to do in this deck, draw 1 card, choose one of your energies, switch it back to active mode, flip it over. Now, this is where the balance in this deck kind of comes in. If you notice that permanent, if there are 2 or more battle cards in play in your battle area, you cannot play battle cards. So this deck wants to limit. The leader limits the number of battle cards to 2 on the board for you. Auto Sparking 7, this is insane, and one of the things that makes this leader so good. Sparking 7, auto, when this card attacks, draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. This is like a Pokemon mechanic, right? Like where you just refill your hand every turn using a supporter card. But that's exactly what this feels like. You can combo like crazy, empty your hand, swing with leader, auto goes off, draw 6 cards. You're good to defend yourself the next turn. Activate main once per turn, choose 1 card. Choose one of your battle cards, one of your opponent's battle cards, KO the chosen cards. So this doesn't bypass barrier, but it gets your Brawly engine going. It's a way to get rid of your own Brawly cards. It's spot removal for things that are potentially problematic if your opponent is trying to play something or trying to make them waste resources. I really like this leader. I think it's awesome. And I'm really looking forward to using this in other things. I really love it in this deck, but we are going to get right into the deck profile. Now, this is one of the cards that I believe makes this deck completely aggressive in the span of things, and this is the Brawly Unrealized Ambition. Pulling this guy closer. When you play this card from your hand, if your leader card is a green Frieza's army card, choose 2 cards It's not optional. You have to choose 2 cards from your life and add them to your hand. Then when this card is removed by either skill or KO, if your leader is a green Frieza's army, which it is, you choose 1 or 2 cards from your life, add them to your hand, then choose 1 green Brawly card with an energy cost of 4 from your hand and play it. So this guy himself can self-awaken you, though most people will choose to take the 1 additional life off of his second effect to play the 4-drop. I will just say this deck is mean and can drop the 8-drop by turn 2. Like, this deck is just super, super mean. I'm hoping to showcase that to you guys in the duel, but we do play 4 of those. You really only ever need to play 1, so once you have your 1, the rest are just free no-brainer energies or free combos from that point moving forward. Now, continuing with the Brawly line, the next step is the 4-drop that Unrealized Ambition plays. We do play 4 of those. This is Brawly Berserker Origins. Activate battle once per turn. Choose 1 card in your hand, place it in your drop area. Choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less and KO it. So during your turn, you swing, activate main, discard 1 card, pop a card on your opponent's side of the field. Then during your opponent's turn, they swing with their leader. You activate this card's activate battle and destroy another card on the field by discarding 1 hand. It makes it really hard for your opponent to be aggressive in battle because you basically control what's on their field. All the Brawlies kind of have that general effect, though it gets better as the line gets better. Then if for whatever reason they do get rid of this card, when this card is removed from battle, from a battle area by a skill or KO'd, if your leader is a green Frieza's Army card, choose 2 cards from your hand, place them in the drop area. If you do, choose 1 green Brawly BR cost with an energy of 6 from your hand and play it. So if he's sent to the drop area for any reason, you grab a Brawly 6 and play it from your hand. So field control plus continuing and self-preservation. Then we have next in line is the 6-drop. I really don't like the foiling on these, so bear with me while I try to get these to come in here. So the Brawly 6-drop Brawly Power Unleashed is a double strike. During battles where this card is attacking, your opponent can't activate counter skills with an energy cost of 2 or more. Then it's also got the activate battle once per turn, except now it's any battle card. You place 1 card from your hand into the drop area, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. And then when this card is removed from battle by skill or KO, you may choose 2 of your cards in your hand, place them in the drop area. If you do, choose 1 Brawly BR green with an energy cost of 8 or more and play it. So it's a lot of the first one, though this one cannot be Mafuba'd. It cannot be, I'm trying to think if there are any others with 2. I know there are, but he basically just protects from being Mafuba'd. Not really special, though kind of nice if blue ever kind of gets going. And then the coup de grace on this deck is the 8-drop Brawly Limit Transcended. We play 4 of these guys. Double strike during battles where this card is attacking. Your opponent can activate counter skills with an energy cost of 2 or more, so the same thing as before. And then activate battle once per turn. Choose 1 card from your hand, place it in your drop area, then choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and KO it, which is just amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. So if he's KO'd, you have to start over the Brawly line. There's ways to kind of pick it back up in this deck so you're not starting from scratch, but the ball ends with him. You want to get him out as soon as you can, control your opponent's energy, swing for double strikes as you can. This card is just amazing. I love how easy it is to play. This is what an 8-drop should be. It's super control. It's super powerful, 35,000 attack power. Double strike, can swing. It's just an amazing card to have on the field. So we do run those guys at 4. Now, kind of going into our support staff, we have 2 of the Paragus, the Sacrifice. This was the Brawly Pack 2, I believe, promo card. Activate main once per turn. Choose 1 green card in your battle area. Other than this card, place it in the drop area, then draw 1 card. So we can use this to keep the Brawly line going. His skill actually activates their skills. So say you had the 1 drop on the field. You play him. you activate his ability, place the 1-drop in, then play the 4-drop from your hand. Or if you had the 6-drop on the field, swing with the 6-drop, activate his effect, drop the 6-drop, play the 8-drop off this effect. It's just an awesome card to have. You don't really need a lot of them. It's not as utilitarian as the 2-drop Paragus that I'm about to show, but just an awesome card. This card was quite hard to get for reasons obvious. Like, it just really helps this deck. It makes it a little bit more consistent. Then we play 4 of the Paragus Rampage Trigger. This guy's awesome. Super underrated as far as I was concerned. I didn't like it when I first saw it, but after seeing it in action, I was totally impressed by this guy. So Otto, when you play this card from your hand, choose 1 Brawly control mechanism from your deck and activate it, then shuffle your deck. So the Brawly control mechanism is another way to keep your Brawly line going. Activate main, choose this card and 1 card in your battle area, place them in the owner's drop area, then choose one. Choose 1 Brawly BR with an energy cost of 6 or less from your deck and add it to your hand, or choose up to 1 Brawly BR card from your drop area and add it to your hand. So if you have the 4-drop on the field, you activate this card's effect, both go to the drop area, you use his effect to search the 6-drop, or say you have the 6-drop in your hand, but you have an 8-drop in the drop area, you can grab the 8-drop from the drop area, or however you want to do it. But this guy's amazing. This is like the quintessential turn 2 play. You get to play Brawly control mechanism for free from your deck with this guy, so you don't have to waste the energy doing it. It's just an awesome plus card. Like, it's just a really good thing. Yes, you might lose a little bit of card advantage for activating this, but it pays off in spades when you are sitting there turn 2 on 2 energy with an 8-drop card. So there's that guy. Then we play, for our super combo, we play the starter deck Defending Father Paragus. This guy was pretty cool. One of the starter deck exclusives. It's a super combo. You get 10,000 for comboing with it. Then when you combo with this card, if your leader's green and your life is 4 or less, draw 2 cards, then choose 1 card from your hand and send it to the warp. So you don't have to discard before you draw. You don't have to discard any particular card or warp any particular card. You just combo, draw 2, warp 1. So this deck runs quite a few extra cards because of its design, so your hand might get kind of clunky with those, so those are kind of perfect, especially depending on the match. You might have extra cards that aren't particularly useful to you at that point, and you can use those as your free warp targets. Then kind of another combo power, which is just amazing, and I didn't realize the value of this card until I saw it in action, but we have the Golemite, the New Breed. When you combo with this card during your turn, so you can't use this against your opponent on your opponent's turn to defend, but this is purely for aggression. You choose one of your Brawly BR cards, and it gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So let me break that down. It's a free combo. They get 5,000 from the combo power in this card. Then its effect activates and it gets an additional 5,000. So it's a free 10,000 combo on a swing. So if you really want your opponent to take some damage, combo with these 2 for free, it goes up 20,000. Or if you need to get over a blocker and you want your opponent to waste things, swing 2, make them waste resources, and then pop another card on the field with the Brawly's effect. But these are just absolutely amazing. Like, I can't speak enough about how awesome those are, especially for free combos. Because of the nature of the deck, we KO a lot, so we do run the we run 3 of the Surprise Attack Frieza, which are 15,000 crits. Activate this card when your opponent's battle card is KO'd. If Surprise Attack Frieza is not in play in your battle area, you may play this card from your hand. So it's a free 4-drop 15,000 crit. It's just awesome. It's not always needed, but it is there. It's a 1 combo for 10,000, which is pretty good all around. This deck's a lot of low cost combos from what I can tell, and this guy's just awesome for like getting something out and then adding additional pressure, especially if you just have the 1 Brawly on the field that just pops something. You can play that for free and then swing with it, make your opponent defend really hard really early. Kind of moving into our extra cards, that's the end for our battle cards. We play 2 of the Brawly control mechanism. We don't run more than 2 of these because we can tutor them with the Paragus. If for whatever reason we can't find one in our opening hand, turn 2, you play a Paragus, you're going to grab one of these and just activate it. And then you don't really you will end up using its effect, but this card is just generally a plus. It's an amazing card. I love it way more than the Brawly's Ring from set 1. It's so much more interactive with the deck and just an amazing card to have. So we do run 2 of those because we don't need them clogging us up. You're never going to use this effect more than twice per turn, and that's if things do not go your way. Into green negates, we've got 2 Shocking Death Ball. These are just kind of if our energies are tapped, your opponent's trying to swarm and get you down super quick, you can use these. If you meet the sparking condition, you can pay them for free with your life while negating an attack. You don't always want to pay out of your life, and you don't always want to... There's not always a point where your opponent has a 2-drop on the field to destroy, but we do run 2 of those. I don't see need to run more. You could potentially run 3, but 4 is definitely not needed in this deck. Next, we've got Preemptive Strike from Themed Booster 3. This guy's a 2 energy counterplay. If your leader card is green and the battle card your opponent is playing has an energy cost of 4 or less, it is placed in its owner's drop area instead of being played. This is just awesome against stuns that might disrupt your plays, or if you need to protect your leader and just don't even want to go there with your opponent, just stop the play. There are a few decks that this card is completely useless against, but I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So we do play this out of 2 of. The next, we kind of course, since it's a Frieza's army, we have to splash in energy. We play 3 of the Planet Vegetas. We use this exclusively to search out Brawlies. There's no other reason for this. This will search out a Brawly of energy cost 4 from your deck. We use this for the sole purpose of finding a Brawly or Paragus, whichever one we need. So don't really have to worry about it. It's a good discard for your super combo later. It's a good discard for a couple of the yellow cards, but just not a bad card. It creates extra consistency in the deck. Moving on to the other negate in the deck, we run 3 of the Flying Nimbus. This card puts itself at 4 life incredibly quick, and against swarm decks, it can be problematic defending yourself. So you don't want your opponent to be able to swarm against you. So Flying Nimbus is an absolute must, though it gets a little cloggy at 4, so we're running it at 3. Because it's Frieza's army, we are running called Bloodlust, aka CBL. CBL is probably the best counterplay game card in the game. If you have a leader that can run it, you're running it, or you're doing something weird. This guy, if your leader card is Frieza's army, the battle card that was just played has its skills negated for the duration of the turn. I can think of 100 cards that you do not want its ability to go off the turn it's played, or game finishers that you want them to just stop then. It gives you another turn to gain the advantage. There's a lot of times your opponent will push with all of their energy to get out their game winner. You cold bloodlust it, and they're just stopped dead in the water. So we absolutely play these. We play these out of 3 of. And then the final card in the deck is Bad Ring Laser. We use this when we're pushing for game. Your opponent negates. You play Bad Ring Laser. They have to combo through. Because they couldn't negate the attack. They have little to go through. It's in your hands at that point. So we run 2 of those, and that's it for the deck. Now, I really like this deck. I could think of a couple things that we need to change in this deck moving forward. Instead of the Speedy Surprise Attack, I'm going to be testing a Kind Wish. So instead of this, we're going to be testing a Kind Wish, which is the 4-drop Desire from this set, which destroys all of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier. Then if you have no battle cards, you choose a Brawly BR with an energy cost of 4 or less from your deck and play it. The reason that I didn't include that is it's a 4 energy cost in this deck. This deck doesn't want to go to turn 4. This deck wants to win by turn 3, or win on turn 4, not recover on turn 4 and try to play the long game. This deck does a lot better when it can just smash early and control your opponent, keep them defenseless, and just plow through like that. So it maybe with a different leader, a Kind Wish would be better, but with this particular build, Preemptive Strike was chosen over that. Other than that, if you guys want to see any changes to this, suggestions to the build, if you want to see us build the yellow Brawly line, so that would be using the yellow Brawlies that came out of the starter deck, I believe they're yellow, and then also the yellow Brawly cards, let us know if you want to see us build any other decks in this. I know we've already got a bunch built, we've got a bunch on the way, so stay tuned for that. And if you guys would like to see us do another giveaway, let us know in the comments below. If you have any ideas for giveaways, we're not trying to give away a victory strike yet, but let us know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. If you like what you saw, make sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications for future content. Thank you guys very much for tuning in, and Fluff out.